Today, Sunday, still I am live with my Instagram and also in my Facebook page. Link is being shared. Some remaining part of yesterday's discussion has been taken up for completion. So today is our ninth class, and in this class we will deal with the remaining part of the concluding part of the class number 8 and some special aspects of trial balance. Now friend, yesterday some transactions were given. The issue was that Akash Pansari started business with some assets, cash, furniture, machinery, motor car and furniture. So with that we started, and the last transaction was deposit the check of Mahiraj into bank. In between we had some transactions, and all the transactions were effected in the month of November. Okay, so that was the status. And I told you the transactions were given, the journal entries were analyzed, and you were given the task to complete the ledger posting, ledger costing and the balancing. I think those who are the interested fellows might have completed all these. I have got one message from our student Akash Pansari, who has started the business. He has given me a list of the ledger balances of yesterday's account, the ledger balances of yesterday's transactions, and we have got 14 accounts. The accounts and the balances are: cash 21,000, debit balance; purchase debit balance 27,000, machinery debit balance 60,000, motor car 30,000 debit balance, furniture debit balance 10,000, SBI, Machu, electricity, salary, rent, all these are the debit balances with the respective amount. And we have also got some credit balances, and the credit balances are: capital of rupees 2 lakhs, sales rupees 25,000, Romit 2,000, and Mr. Mahi 40,000. Okay, so these are the balances we have got. And I just think of our previous discussions. What I have told you, I completed one process: journal, ledger and trial balance. There we prepared the trial balance. The trial balance is prepared with the help of ledger balances. The ledger debit balances are put in one group and the credit balances are put in the other group. And both the aspects, debit aspect must be equal to the credit, as we are following the double entry principle of accounting. So every debit must have its corresponding credit. The total debit must be equal to the total credit, and the balance of total balance of debit must be equated to the total balances of credit. So we have got this. So friends, now we can prepare our trial balance with the help of these balances. Now I am going to start that part. In fact, that has already been done. Just let us see what has been. Let us see what has been. The debit balances are put in one side: cash 21, purchase 27, machinery 60, motor car 30, furniture 10,000, SBI bank account 89,000, Machu 7,000, electricity 5,000, salary 15,000, and rent 3,000. Now here, Mahi's loan 40,000. Mahi's loan account, it should be Mahi's loan 50,000, 40,000, Romit 2,000, sales 25,000, and capital 2 lakhs. Now we would write what? In the books of Akash Pansari, we should write trial balance, trial balance, and it is prepared at a particular date. So it is as at or as on 30th November 2020. Okay. Now I have already told you, and this has been done. Two aspects. One is debit aspect and the other one is credit aspect. So we have written debit balances are and credit balances. Now you see the total balance, you add this, you will get 2,67,000. This suggests that the transactions have been recorded with due procedure, following the due procedure, and ledger posting, ledger balancing, casting and ledger balancing have been done exactly. And since both the sides of the transaction, both the sides of the trial balance equate, so it means that our efforts so far, journal, ledger and trial balance of yesterday account has been done, yesterday issues have been done correctly. There is no arithmetical error. Okay, so it is the arithmetical accuracy of the transactions recorded finally, and every action was right, or every action has been made right. Now here we are writing debit balances and credit balances. Friend, one thing we can do instead of debit balances, we may also write particulars or items, and here you have to write debit. Okay, and so also you can write here particulars or items. Instead of item, particulars is the best, and here it is clear. Now friends, another proforma is also there for trial balance. In this, not say in a very small size, I am putting it. You can make one column for particulars. One column for particulars. Oh, it would be the particulars, and here it is amount. Okay, it is debit amount and credit amount. It is trial balance as well. Okay, so here, so all the ledger accounts, ledger accounts are to be written over here in the particular section, and the debit balances should be written over here, as cash, here capital, here. Okay, so in that way you can prepare the trial balance also. Clear? So that is the completion of yesterday's task. Now come to the today's issue. Here, just come, take it into proper with due note. We have, in the accounting process, we have done a lot of things: occurrence of an event, identification of the transactions, finding out debits and credits, then primary recording, journal, then ledger posting, after that casting, after that and followed by balancing. And after getting the balances, what we do? We make a summarize. We make the summarization. So it is the third. It is another process of accounting. So summarization or summarizing. So how many? I have already told you, accounting is a process, and a process is a function or a set of functions, interlinked and intralinked, perform systematically to attain the desired goal. Just you analyze, you justify whether to what extent my definition or our definition was correct. First of all, occurrence of any event, then finding out the transaction, then debiting and crediting, then comes primary recording, then comes secondary final recording, after that summarization. So all these are the different processes of different parts of the process of accounting. And other two parts, other very important part is ascertainment of profit. That I will take up in my next class. I think tomorrow in my class I will take up that part. And after the finding out the financial status. Okay, that I will take. I will take that thing later on. Right now, today what I am telling. Journal, ledger, trial balance, huge process, lengthy process. Okay. So if in any way, when any examination, such things are given, if 10 transactions are given, and you are asked to prepare journal and ledger and trial balance, you have to give 40 marks minimum. Okay. So it's a long process. In the practical life, you must do that. But for academic purpose, very often you are excused. You are relieved from having making the journal entry and ledger balances, ledger accounts. Only what you in the examination, some ledger balances are given, and you are asked to prepare the trial balance. Okay, understood? Journal, ledger, trial balance. Transactions given, you have to prepare. You have to make the necessary entries, journal entries. Then ledger, and after that you have to summarize. Long lengthy process. टाइम नहीं है सर उतना, क्या करें, चलो हम पंक्ति टाइम हम तुमको बता देते हैं. तो हम तुम्हारे लिए काम कर दिए. जर्नल मैंने किए, ट्रांजैक्शंस क्या क्या हुआ, that I have collected. I have made the journal entries. I have put into the ledgers. Okay, and after primary and final recording, I have got some ledger balances. Now, it is your task to prepare the trial balance. How would you? And that is the thing. Here you have found out what is debit balance, what is credit balance. But here this is not stated. So हम कैसे करेंगे? What is the practical hint? देखो. Just hint is that I have already told you what are the debit. All assets are debit, right? All assets debit, all liabilities are credit. Clear? I have already told you. All assets debit, all liabilities are credit. You know, all debtors debit. Okay, debtors are the persons from whom we can claim some amount. That is the part who owes from us. Okay, and from whom I have taken loan or something, they are the creditors of the book. Assets debit, liabilities debit, debtors debit, creditors credit. Expenses debit, and incomes credit. Losses debit, and gains are credit. So we follow this principle. Okay, we follow this principle. All assets debit, all liabilities credit, all debtors debit, all creditors credit, all expenses debit, all incomes credit, all losses debit, all gains are credit. Okay. Here, now here purchase is always debit. Purchase is always debit, and sales is always credit. So when purchase is debit, if you make any purchase return, it will be on the credit side. Purchase return, it will be on the credit side, and here the sales return. When purchase is debit, purchase return will be credit. How? I am telling you. Just I am given some example. Purchase goods from Mr. Romit. Okay. What will be the journal entry? Goods are coming in, goods account debit, that is purchase account debit. And what is going out? Cash is not going out, it is on credit. So Romit account is credited. Now you are returning the goods. You are returning the goods to my Romit, because the goods are not that up to your standard. Okay, or as per specification, or it may be more in supply. Then what I have to do? I have to return the goods. So goods are going out, and who is the receiver? Romit is the receiver. Clear? Now goods, when it is purchased, we have made purchase, and when the goods are going out, we should write purchase. Okay, but it is the return, so we should write purchase return. The same fallacy, the same argument is in favor of sales. Say I have sold goods to Mr. Ankit. Okay, what is the journal entry? Ankit account debit to sales. Now Ankit has returned some goods to us. So goods are coming in. So here the goods, it should be returned. And what type of return? Sales return. The sales return is debit and Ankit credit. Okay. Just you follow this principle, friends, and you will get the problem solved. Now you think, in this problem, what it is? Opening stock. Opening stock is your current assets. Okay, your current assets. Assets are debit. So this should be put in which part? It should be put in the debit side. I am completing this problem. Okay. Now, opening stock is asset. Okay, opening stock is always debit. If 5 tsunamis take place in a day, still opening stock will always be debit. How much? 41,000. Okay. Purchase, what it should be? It should always be debit. Close your eyes and put it on the debit side. Purchases. Purchases 11,000. Now drawing. What is drawing? Drawing is the amount or the goods withdrawn from the business. Whenever you are starting the business with cash, say you are investing cash in your business, what is that? Cash is coming in, cash account debit to capital. Clear? Now whenever you are doing, we are making the withdrawal, then what? Cash is going out, cash account is credited, and capital is reduced, so capital will be debited. But instead of making the capital debited, we make the drawing debit. Okay? So drawing means negative capital. Understood? Drawing means negative capital. If capital is credit, the negative capital will be debit. Clear? Understood? When drawing is capital is credit, cash account debit to capital. When you are making the withdrawal, capital account debit to cash. But instead of capital, we write it drawing. Why we are writing drawing? There are enough reasons that I will let you know after a good number of classes. Okay? So drawing is always debit. You think it, drawing is the debit part of the capital account. So drawing is debit. What is 18,000? Friends, you go on the recording in your copies and let me know what would be the total later on. Now sales return. Sales, I have already told you, sales is debit. So sales return will be, sales is always credit and sales return will be debit. Sales return. Okay, 6,000. Now bad debt. Bad debt, then you know the nature. I have sold goods to Sumit Sahani. Okay. So what is the journal entry? So friends, purchase account is 1,10,000. Okay. So whenever you will be writing, no, you just give one dot. Okay, after 1,000. Clear? Now bad debt. I have purchased goods from Sumit. No, sorry. So I have sold goods to Sumit. What is the journal entry? Sumit account debit to sales. Okay. Sumit is a very good chap. He has taken 30,000 goods and given me 10,000. Sir, हम बाद में आपको 20,000 दे देंगे. लेकिन ये तो सोचता है बहुत. हाँ, एक महीना बाद भाग गया. पैसा देने का बात था, नहीं आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा है, नहीं है. एक साल देखे, 2 साल देखे, 3 साल देखे, सुने देश छोड़ के चला गया दुबई. क्या हुआ? माल मिलेगा ना? So it is bad debt. So what will we do? Debt bad. Whenever I am selling goods to Sumit, Sumit is a debtor, so debtor account debit to sales. When the debtor is reduced, then what will it be? Debtor is credited, and for what purpose? For bad debt. Okay, when debtor is when debit is bad debt occurred, what will be the journal entry? When I sold goods, I wrote debtor account debit to sales. Debtor account debit to sales. Say 10,000. Say 10. Now I am getting amount of rupees how much? Sorry, cash account 2,000. Clear? To debtor. Okay, now the debtor has been reduced by rupees 2,000. Now what is the balance of debtor? 8,000. After 2 or 3 years, I have seen that debtor is vanished. Okay, that means the debtor already lost. How much? I have to close the account. So debtor will be credit, that will be 10,000, and the debit will be bad debt. So bad debt is your loss. I told you all losses are debit. A few minutes back I told you. So bad debt is a loss. It is a loss, and it should be here. Bad debt. Okay? Clear? So bad debt is a loss. But after 5 years, I have seen Sumit again come to me and say and he says that, sir, आपको कुछ पैसा रुपया बाकी है. हम बोले हाँ, रुपया बाकी तो था. बोले सर वो मैं आपको दे दूंगा. अरे भगवान इतना अच्छा देखे मेरे को. तो what is that? I have made his account closed in the name of bad debt. So I am getting the recovery of the bad debt. So bad debt recovery will be the debit. Okay, cash account debit to bad debt recovery. So bad debt recovery is my gain. Okay, clear. Bad debt was debited and bad debt recovery will be credited. So if there is any item of bad debt recovery, that will be credit. That is my income. Okay, clear. Acha, bad debt. Now sales. Sales will be. What is that? So sales. Sales is how much? 1,80,000. 1,80,000. So sales gone. Acha, sundry debtors. Sundry debtors mean debtors. Sundry means many. Vivido. Many. Okay. So debtors debit always I have told you. Debtors is always debit. So sundry debtors debit. Sundry debtors 14,000. Now fixed assets. Assets always debit. So it is fixed assets. Fixed assets 35,000. 35,000 fixed assets. Clear? Now wages. Wages is expense. Okay. Debit. Salary. Expense. Debit. Traveling. Expense. Debit. Rents and taxes. Expenses. Debit. Okay. So these are the 4 expense items. Wages. Salaries. Traveling and rent and rates. Wages 5,400. Salaries 9,000. Traveling 950. Okay. The rates and taxes 2400. Here, now think, purchase return. I have already told you when purchase is debit, purchase return should be credit. How much purchase return? 1500. So friends, in some other classes, I will give you much more journal entries. It's typical in nature. In that cases, we will only discuss in the class purchase return, drawing in cash, drawing in goods, and many other things. So I would like to request my fans, my followers, please, if you want to have a greater understanding of accounts, follow my each and every class on regular basis. If you drop one, it will be very fatal for you. Okay, because you will get no linkage. Because I am not sporadic in this case. I am very systematic in my assignments. Okay. Now, so salaries, traveling, rates, and purchase rating. Now, interest paid. It is loss. Financial loss. Interest paid. All losses are interest paid. Now, if there is any interest received, what it would go? It would go on the credit side. So interest paid. Now, discount allowed. Discount allowed, you know, that's you have seen in our school any guardian having the dues of rupees 50,000. Sir, आप please 10,000 लीजिए, सर और नहीं दे पाएंगे और नहीं पाएंगे, 5,000 gone. So it is the loss. It is a discount allowed. Okay, so discount allowed is loss and discount received is gain. Say whenever you have purchased a special cooker and you have to pay 1,200, but sir, भैया uncle इतना लिए थोड़ा सा कम कीजिए, ठीक है बाबू 100 रुपया कम दे. So you have bought the material of rupees 1,200, but you are getting some remission of 1,000, so 100. So that is your income. So interest received credit and interest paid debit. Okay. Discount allowed, discount allowed is loss, your loss, and whenever you are getting the discount from the other, that is say what I told you. You are purchasing pressure cooker and you are getting the material of rupees 1,200, but paying rupees 100, 1,100, that is 1,100. So you are getting a gain, or that is your discount receipt. So discount receipt will be income, and discount paid will be your loss. Insurance charge. Insurance charge is your premium, so it is your expense. Insurance charges. Insurance charges. How much? 600. Creditor. I have already told you, if debtors is debit, creditors should be credit. Creditors, how much paying? 62,500. 62,000. Now cash. Cash is your asset. So cash is debit. How much? 8,200. And here general expenses. It is also expense. 1,000. Okay. Now here are other advertisement. Advertisement is your expense. So ADVT. I am writing ADVT advertisement. How much? 900. Capital. Capital is your liability. Is the figure okay? I think the figure is not okay. So, L 750. This man is very efficient. is a very small capital. He has been under, he is carrying on a business of huge item. Okay, capital. With this capital, he has effected sales of rupees 1,80,000. It will be nice, beautiful, and highly expertise. So, advertisement law, investment is an asset. You have invested some amount from anywhere. I am writing over here. Have to yes, friend. Investment. 3,500. Here, bank overdraft. What bank overdraft? What is bank? You have deposited cash into bank, so your bank balance is there. You have deposited 850,000. So you have made the journal entry, bank account debit to cash. Right? This has been done. Now you are making withdrawal of rupees 60,000. So what is happening? So you have deposited 50,000, but you are drawing more than that. So that is your overdraft. Okay? And overdraft is always a liability because you have to pay that amount. Bank OD I have added. Okay, friends? Bank overdraft 5,000. Then income, commission receipt, I have already told you, or it is your gain, it is your income, so income should be here. Commission receipt, what do you want? Just you think it. Investment asset debit, or already told you all assets are debit. Opening stock assets debit, purchase always debit, drawing negative capital is credit, so drawing should be debit. Sales return, sales is always credit. Whenever any sales is there, close your eyes and put it in the debit side, credit side. And any sales return is there, it should be in the debit side. Bad debt, your loss, so loss is debit. Sundry debtors always debit, your asset. Fixed assets, no need of discussion. Wages, salaries, traveling, internet, all are expenses debit. Interest paid, loss debit. Insurance charge expenses debit. Cash, no, your asset debit. Jail expenses, your expenses debit. Advertisement expenses debit. And here sales, income credit. Purchase returns, obviously credit. Creditors credit, capital credit, bank overdraft liability credit, commission receipt income. Now what is the amount? You add it. So friend, I think it would be 2,58,750. 2,58,750. Here. Okay. Now see friends, what I am summing up an important part of our basic aspects of accounting. I am taking 5 to 6 minutes to give you the total of what I have done so far up till this ninth number of classes. In these 9 classes, what I have done, I have started accounting. What is account? What is accounting? Accounting is the process of preparation of account. What is account? Account is a statement of event. What is event? Anything that happens. But we have been witnessing millions and trillions of events, okay, every day. But all are not to be taken into account for the purpose of accounting. We should concise our world and we should consider only those events which are of importance to each and every alike. And that is the event which has got some implication to money. So events which results in change in financial position, which affects the financial status of the persons concerned, of the parties of transaction, parties of the event will be our issue, and that is known as transaction. So events, which are, what is events and what are transactions? Event is any happening. What is transaction? Transactions are only those events which is concerned with exchange of goods and services that is measurable in terms of money and results in change in the financial position of parties concerned. So we have a good huge number of events. Say we are making a set of events, different events. All these are the events, but we will consider, say, only these events. Okay, so this is the total set of events. I think you know set is a collection of elements. Okay, but here what we are doing, these are the events which we take into account. But here say we are having 30 events, but we are considering only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are considering 7, 8. Now see that all, we can say that these transactions, these are transactions. Okay, so all transactions are event, but all events are not necessarily transactions, right? Okay, so this is a very important question, or the often given in the examination of accountancy. What is a transaction? Explain all events are transactions are event, but all events are not necessarily transactions. Okay, so bear it in mind. Now, as soon as the transaction occurs, we should find out the debits and credit. While making the debits and credits, we follow the trip. We follow some principles. Number principle: what comes in debit, what goes out credit. Okay, what comes in debit, what goes out credit. But if we cannot find out both aspects of the transaction, of any transaction, then we should apply the second rule. And second rule is that all receive a debit, give us credit. But in spite of all these two, if we cannot still find out any debit or credit of any transaction, then we should follow for what purpose. We should ask the question, what purpose? But just like I have paid salaries, okay, nothing is coming in, no receiver is there, so no debit. Credit is, cash is going out. For what purpose? For salary. Okay, if we do that, then we will get all expenses debit, all gains, all incomes credit, all losses debit, all gains credit, all assets debit, all liabilities credit. So these are the principles of finding out the debits and credits. Then after that, we are recording them in the ledger. First, the process of writing the entries from journal to ledger is known as posting. And from after completion of the posting, what we will do, we will make the totaling, that is known as costing. And after costing, we will balance both sides of the accounts. After balancing, we are getting a good number of events. Sorry, good number of balances. Some are debit balance, some are credit balance. So with this, we want to play with these balances. We are making the group, the debit balance in one group, credit balance in the other group, and we are getting the amounts are telling. Okay, that this means our accounts are 100% correct so far as arithmetical aspect is concerned. Okay, mathematically, arithmetically accuracy. So what is star balance? Star balance is a statement. Star is a statement of ledger balances which is prepared at a particular date or to test the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. Clear? That is star balance. And so these are the basic features of the star balance. If you are then preparation of star balance depends on preparation of ledger. Preparation of ledger depends on drawing the necessary, making the necessary entry, that is put in, having the journal entries. Okay, but it's a long process. Very often, without going through the process, you can prepare the star balance. How? You are giving some ledger balances. You are not asked to go through make the transaction. You are not asked to make the ledger balances. Okay, just everything is being given. You are not giving the hen. Okay, because you have been given the anda with you, and you have to make the omelette. Okay, the material is ready. You have to make the thing. What is that? That is balance. How do you follow the principle? I have already told you. All assets are debit, all liabilities are credit, all incomes all purchases debit, all sales credit, all expense debit, all incomes credit, all asset all expense debit, incomes credit, all losses debit, or gains are credit. So following this we have done this one. Okay, clear? So this is more or less an important part of accounting. Now I have to complete some important aspect here, important was ascertainment of profit, and that I will come in our following day. So tomorrow I will come with some other problems, and our process will be ascertainment of profit. Why is ascertainment of profit and other? I will let you know tomorrow. Okay, friends. So thank you very much. Stay tuned with me. Stay tuned with our posts in Instagram and Facebook, and try to go through minutely. If you want to be a very good student of accountancy, especially I would like to make over here. So don't miss even a single word in our discussion. Even a single word in our all the discussions. Go through properly. If you have any problem, just to make a comment, I will make necessary support in the following days. Clear? And many more things have to be done. Because typical journal entries have to be there, cash book is there, bank reconciliation statement is there. But before entering into the different aspects of your syllabus or the total accounting function, I will complete the minimum task, that is summarization I have done, ascertainment of profit, and finding out the financial status of the organization at a particular date. And then I will give you the definitions of accounting. What I have told you, what different authorities have been told, I have told, and what we can develop, what we have discussed, out of what we have discussed. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you. Have a nice day.